One battle after another is a film that feels like someone turned up the volume on everything: politics, absurdity, fatherhood, power, danger. Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall, and newcomer Chase Infinity, it's one of those movies that doesn't try to hide its ambition. From opening scenes, you know you're in for a wild, messy, and sometimes uncomfortable ride. At the center is Bob Ferguson DiCaprio, a former revolutionary who now lives off-grid with his daughter Willa, hiding from a corrupt system. But when their past comes back to hunt them down, driven by the villainous Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw, Sean Penn, Bob has to fight, make choices, and protect his child. What sets this apart is that it isn't a clean, good versus evil story. It's messy. Bob is flawed, ideologically bruised, sometimes unhinged. Perfidia, Tiana Taylor, is both inspiring and exhausting, torn between mission and motherhood. Willa, Chase Infinity, becomes emotional pivot. Seeing the world Bob and Perfidia shaped through her eyes gives many of the film's most human moments. Technically, this movie is built to impress. Cinematographer Michael Bauman crafts scenes that move you through underground hideouts, protest lines, street chases, and claustrophobic rooms. The camera rarely stays still. You're always being pushed forward, even when characters pause or reflect. Editing by Andy Jurgensen does wonders to keep the nearly 3-hour runtime, about 162 minutes, from collapsing under its own weight. There are moments of exhale but few that drag too long. Then there's Johnny Greenwood's score, jittery, electric, alarm-like, sometimes delicate, that acts like a heartbeat under the chaos. It's loud when it should be, quiet when it needs to let emotion bleed. The cast drives much of the film's success. DiCaprio is magnetic. He can be funny, sad, infuriated, dreamy, often all in the same scene. The stakes are personal. Bob isn't just fighting enemies, he's fighting his own regrets. Penn as Lockjaw is menacing, wild, twisted. He is both absurd and terrifying, one of the more memorable antagonists this year. Tiana Taylor's Perfidia balances rage and tiredness, idealism and fatigue. Benicio del Toro as Sensei Sergio adds gravitas when things threaten to become just spectacle. Chase Infinity holds her own as Willa. She isn't just victim or plot device. She reacts, questions, pushes back. One thing that works beautifully is how the film handles tone. It swings, sometimes fast, sometimes unpredictably, between comedic satire, outrage, emotional drama, and high-octane action. Some scenes that should be heavy are comedic, some jokes land in the darkest moments, and those mixes often pay off. The political commentary is sharp without being preachy. It points out hypocrisy, extremism, fear, grief. It asks what revolution costs. It's timely without feeling like news commentary, more like a fever dream. But the film isn't perfect. Because it chases so many threads: revolution, extremism, family, identity, trauma, apocalypse-like chaos. Sometimes characters become caricatures. The nuance of moral compromise is interesting, but at moments the film leans too hard into spectacle and symbolism, sacrificing emotional clarity. There are tonal leaps that feel a bit jarring. One moment you're laughing, the next you're watching betrayal. The shift is too sharp sometimes. Also, some plot threads feel underexplored. Supporting characters don't always get full arcs, motivations seem vague, or twists exist more to shock than to deepen. Another mild issue is pacing. While the second half builds impressively, the first third takes time warming up. If you're expecting non-stop action from minute one, there may be frustration. But once the film gets going, protests, raids, escapes, emotional confrontations, it becomes hard to look away. Also, because of its length, some sequences that look cool or slightly repetitive, car chases or confrontation scenes could feel overlong in some theaters. Overall, though, one battle after another mostly succeeds because of its boldness. It's a film that tries to say something about extremism, about history repeating, about parenting in chaotic times, and it does these not by lecturing but by dropping us into the mess. It combines spectacle with soul. If you love cinema that challenges, that gestures huge, that's willing to get dirty, this one delivers. One battle after another is an intense, ambitious, messy, often thrilling political action satire with heart. It isn't perfect, but for everything it reaches for, it lands enough times to make you glad you entered its arena. If you can handle sharp tonal swings and characters who are flawed and dangerous, watch this in theater. The sound, the visuals, the urgency all make it worth it.
Hope you like the video. See you with another interesting video. Bye then, signing off from Black and Blank.